Hello guys, today we are going to build a URL shortener using Django. What it does is provides you with a substitute and small link for any web page on the internet. When you enter this small link, you are redirected to original web page. So how it works and how do you build it, let's see.
So coming to the coding part, let's first initialize a Django project by this command Django admin start project. Let's name it Smally. You can see a folder has been created there. Now let's check if everything is working fine, if Django has installed and initiated correctly. So visiting the local server gives us the welcome page and yes, everything is working. Let's clear this up and Django admin start app to create a new app named main. And we need to register this app in the installed apps in settings.py, and then we need to link an URL to this app. So we are linking an empty URL and let's create a function make in views of this app. So let's import views here. Now we need to define a function make which renders our template named home.html. We have not created home.html yet. Right, so now create a new folder named templates, and in the new folder we create home.html file, and here we just write an hello heading so that we can check if everything is working fine. Now refreshing this page gives us hello. So yeah, everything is working. Let's clear this up. And now we need to create a new file, that is shortener.py. What it does is it issues us a token. Token is basically a string of 5 characters. The size of the string can be varied by varying this variable token size, but by default it is 5. So let's create an issue token function which gives us randomly generated string of ASCII letters. Yep, so random.choice letters for I in range self.token size. So here we have shortener.py, and then we need to create a models where we could store the database of the URLs. So we have created a table named short URLs which has got 2 fields, one short URL which is nothing but a char field to store the token corresponding to each link we would like to store here, and then we would create a long URL. So long URL field is the one which has the links to the web page we want to redirect the user to. So it should be unique for obvious reasons. And now we have got our models ready. Let's migrate. Let's make migrations, and it's migration. Let's apply all the migrations, and yeah, we have applied all the 15 or 17 migrations here. And everything is working up until far. Now let's create a new file, that is forms.py. We need this file because we want to create a model form so that we can register new entries in our database. So from Django import forms. Now we import models which we created a while ago, and we define a new form here, a new model form I would say, and we just define a class, meta class, and with parameters of models and fields. In fields we just need a single one, that is the long URL field. So now let's move to the views, and we need to send this form to the rendered template, for which we need to import the models and forms and the shortener py also. Here we define the form and check if we get a post request on this function or not. And the A is an empty variable which would store the token returned by the shortener.py. This token and the link which we want to register are both stored in the database, and whenever the user queries the database, he is redirected to the corresponding link. And yes, here we save the information. Here we are calling the shortener.issueToken function, and here we save both the entries when the form is valid. As we just refresh the page and print invalid URL. So now we need to send this form and this variable A to the rendered web page. So here it is. Store it in a dictionary and send it to the rendered web page. Now let's edit the template here. So instead of this hello heading, we need a form. So this method post and CSRF token, which is mandatory in Django, and then we have got here form as B as a paragraph. Now we have got this button, submit button. We would label it save and close the form. Yep. So now we have got heading to print, or to render the variable A which we sent earlier. Now let's see if we could register new entries to the database. Yes, token was issued to us, so I guess everything is working fine. Now we need to implement the logic where if the user enters this token, he would be redirected to the original link. So here we have got in our URLs.py string token, which sends a parameter token to a function named home. We are yet to define this function. Now let's go to the views and define a function home, which requires an argument named token. Request and token. Now we need to query the database to find this particular token and a URL linked to this token. We filter the results where short URLs is equal to token, and then return a redirect to the original link. Long URLs dot long URL. We need to import redirect as well. Yep, so it should most probably work. Now we register this link and issue a token. Let's copy this link and paste it here. It gives us an attribute error. We missed a small s in the objects, that's why. Let's do that again. And yes, we are redirected to one.